Hi, I'm Carolyn Judge, and these are our 2017 Harley-Davidson Road Kings. They are both exactly the same bikes. My husband and I ride around New Zealand, and we're documenting all of those rides for our own posterity. But the riding and the footage is so good with the GoPro Hero 5 Black that we thought that we'd put it up on the internet to share with people. So join us as we ride around New Zealand, and later we're off to Australia, and enjoy this ride that's coming up next. It's a typical ride that we do on these beautiful bikes.
Okay, so we're in Rotorua, just on our trip home. Just going to go for a little ride around the gardens of Rotorua. Oh, bugger it, I've hit my horn again by mistake. That's not a good habit to get into. My visor's all fogged up. So these are the government gardens here. I always think they're so nice. Really is a little look at colonial New Zealand, how it might have looked 150 years ago. See the lovely government house just there on the right. I can tell you that the smell is quite overpowering. Rose gardens there on the left. So this is Government House, and on the right is a big gardens for bowling. Lovely gardens here. There's a spring just over to the left, and that's probably what's creating all the smell. It's the old bathhouse here on the left. This is the spring, the Rachel Spring. See how it's just very steamy. And there's more thermal activity over there straight ahead. Lovely maples on the right. These are the Polynesian spa baths, which are really nice. But lovely lake. For some reason they've got the whole lakefront closed off. Oh, it's because the water level's so high. They've sort of lost their promenade. I've never seen that before. They obviously can't release the water out of there. This area just here always reminds me of a situation that we had when we had the Triumph Bonneville. We were 2 up on it. Very early days, probably about 17 years ago. And Stuart had parked it back there. And we'd walked away and gone for a walk or something, but he'd left the ignition on. When we got back to the bike, the battery was flat. So he said to me, okay, well, I know how to start this, so you just push me. So I got behind him and pushed the bike, and really pushed hard. And he kept saying, oh, faster, faster. And I was kind of horizontal to the ground, pushing with all my might, and suddenly the bike fired and off he went. And I just fell flat on my face. And then he came back and said, okay, hop on, let's go. So I did, but my knees were my knees were all cut open, and it was quite painful. But I got on, and we rode up to that top of that mountain straight ahead to have a little explore. And when we got to the top, I said, "Oh, my knees hurt," and only at that point it happened. And he felt so sorry for me. So it's a lovely park straight ahead, and lots of thermal activity in that park. It's just a public park that you can wander around. You don't have to pay to see this thermal activity. In fact, it's just everywhere at certain times of the year and after certain amounts of rainfall. The steam even just comes out of the manholes, the gutters, and just comes out of everywhere. See, it's quite visible today. I think it's got, how it behaves has something to do with the water table. If the water table is high, then the thermal activity is very active, and there's lots of steam everywhere. And there has been so much rain. So it's Monday today. It's just a regular working day. But tomorrow is Anzac Day. So a lot of people have taken today off. I'm surprised there's so much traffic on the road down here. Ridden through here, and it's been very frosty on both sides of the road. Yeah, these are the Mamacoos. Well, I'm finally caught up. That's good. So we've got a nice day for our ride home. It's a shame yesterday it was clouded in as much as it did. The camera, it compensates very well for poor light, but there's nothing like filming with blue sky. So that was disappointing, because it was quite an outstanding ride through the gorge yesterday. But I think when we haven't got our motorbikes anymore and we're too old to ride, maybe on a winter's afternoon, we'll say, why don't we watch a bit of motorbiking? And the other one will say, what did you say? Yeah, so good to be out doing it while we're young. So we often go the long way home, because it's only about, I don't know, less than 300 k's to get home. So we usually go a much longer way. But we're not going to do that today. We're gonna get off the main highway, but we're gonna go through an area called Rotorua. So when we get off of this range, we're going to make a left turn, and it's a really nice way home. I haven't videoed that before. This is part of the old road. This is more of what it used to be like. Up again now, so I can tell we're getting off of that ridge. just around here we go through a really nice little place called Fitzgerald Glade. And it's very typical of what riding in the South Island is like, where the trees are right up to the edge of the road. So this is very much what places like the Lewis Pass is like in the South Island. And you can see that when it gets cold, areas like this, you know, the roads like this, just, they never dry out. But it's lovely riding through roads like this, got trees overhanging them. It's very pretty. Turn off the main highway, you pretty much have the road to yourself. You know, travelling in New Zealand is all about the journey, taking back roads, and the journey to get to where you want to go. Once you get to where you want to go, there's often not a lot to see, not a lot to do. Like, say you're travelling to Gisborne, you know, once you get there, there's really not much you can do once you're there. But the journey to get there, that's how you spend your day. It's kind of the opposite to what it is to live in, say, Europe, where you may not enjoy the journey because there might just be so many vehicles and traffic jams and hold-ups. And all you want to do is you're just trying to get to somewhere nice like Amalfi or Portofino, and it might take hours to just go a short distance, and so it's very frustrating. I don't think I would bother biking if we just stuck to the main highways all the time. This is Rotorua. So it's just the same all over New Zealand. It's just all about farming. These are just all little towns, all generated by farming. We're in the Waikato now, so that's a big farming area. I think we've seen the best of the autumn colours on our 4-day ride. I think we've timed seeing the colours really well. When we did the Forgotten Highway, must have been over a month ago now, I thought we would have been in mid-autumn then, but we were too soon. Even here, the colours aren't really changing, but we have seen lots of areas where they have, and it's just beautiful. It's all still quite green through here, but I definitely think we've seen the best of it, so I'm very grateful for that. And then I'm just so so looking forward to riding through here again in the springtime with all the spring blossom. Such a good road. I haven't changed gear for such a long time. So just a short ride to Parongia now, where we're going to stop for a break. Come on, mate.
So I'll just accelerate up to 120 to hear what the noise is like. That's 120, 130. Back to 110. It'd be interesting to try taking the windsock off this microphone to see if it makes any difference, because this is a bit of an irritation around your face. Don't know how Carolyn finds it, but I can't get on my goat after a while. Doesn't like wool next to her skin, I'm surprised that she can put up with the microphone windsock. It took a lot of encouragement. She does ride that bike very well, no doubt about that. Just freaked that cop when we were only doing 110, so she's alright. I hope she remembers to turn left here.
Passing through Rotorua here. I wasn't going to record after Porong here, but we're going back a different way, and it's a nice scenic rural way. I can't remember whether I've recorded it before, so I thought I would. Such a nice day. 1:30 in the afternoon. We're going a considerably longer way, but it might end up taking the same amount of time. And this is a very pretty way to come, actually. We'll still end up with 50 k's of motorway. But this going left there, that's really where the congestion starts. Takes you into Huntley. Feels like an extension of the Waikato ride that we just did. Whereas when we go the other way, it sort of feels like we've finished the ride and now it's just about getting back home. But this feels like we're still riding, still on our adventure. Silage in the back. on when we left Rotorua this morning. The Mamiku's become the Kaimais up here. And go right up into the Coromandel. Going under the road just here for their milking. It's funny how they all kind of just walk in a line. They don't even have to be coerced, they just, I guess they must get to a point where there's so much discomfort, such a need to release that milk, that they're very pleased for it. And if I think too much about dairy farming, I would become a vegan. Ooh wee, that was a close call. Wow. Hey? No, just us. I was just asking, are there any more bikes coming? Really, they should have had a stop crossing sign up, because that was marginal, really. Like, I had to pull up really hard then. And that one cow that got separated could have gone a bit crazy. Wow, look at that speed. Impressive when these bikes go whizzing past. Must give people a hell of a fright at times. us up at the bottom of the Bombay Hills, and from there we then have 50 k's of motorway. But that's the motorway that flows pretty freely. Coming over here when you're heading south, means you're off on an adventure. This is the approach to Auckland, about 50 k's out. Long motorway. It's flown quite well, can't complain, but that's how it looks anyway. So just motorway from here on in, so I shall turn off the camera. I hope that you've enjoyed our ride today. I'm not sure when our next ride's going to be. Lucky to see another weather window like this autumn. But until next time, I shall sign off.